Welcome back. In Anambra State, the governor, Willie Obiano, has restated his commitment towards addressing the numerous erosion challenges affecting various communities in the state. The governor gave this assurance when he visited 3 communities where rehabilitation and reconstruction works are being carried out following an occurrence of the natural disaster. The governor says he is satisfied with the speed of work, especially at the Umuawulu, where the road was split in 2.
This was the scene at the Nibo-Umuawulu Road in Awka South local government area of Anambra State just a few days ago. The major road, which connects many communities, had been cut into 2 due to erosion and heavy rain. The road has since undergone some form of transformation, and the governor has come to see what has been done so far.
I'm happy that this place has been stabilized. By tomorrow now, vehicles will start passing here while they continue doing their work. And we are intervening in over 15 sites already.
The traditional ruler is appreciative of the government's prompt response.
The day this thing happened, before 8 o'clock, he was here with the SSA, Engineer Okoye, and his team. We were very happy. That one gave us extra joy because you responded immediately.
At the Uke axis of Ukon-Nobi, another erosion project site, the road has been made motorable once again, with vehicles plying the route, even as work is ongoing.
Thank you on behalf of this community. Actually, I never expected that the next one would be as quick as this. By the time we open our eyes, I began to see tractors and the engineers in this site.
The next inspection site is the boundary between Newi and Oraifite, where the road was initially cut into 2 by erosion following continued heavy rainfall. A massive intervention is ongoing, but the governor laments that the state's finances are stretched to the limit.
As you can see, this place was completely cut off a few days ago until Anambra State Road Management Agency moved in. And we still haven't received the money the federal government is owing us. So we are just managing.
Over 900 active erosion sites are reportedly threatening communities in Anambra State. The governor says he's willing to cover as much ground as possible, calling on the federal government to increase its support before the state is totally taken over by erosion.
Staying with the phenomenon of natural disaster, the people of Kabayi community in Nasarawa State are asking for government attention in the area of infrastructure, claiming they've had to provide amenities by themselves for many years. Their demand is prompted by a recent flood incident which claimed the lives of 3 people and left 1 missing. Our community report tonight takes a look at the people's plight.
Kabayi community in Asokpada district of Karu local government area of Nasarawa State is a stone throw away from the nation's capital, Abuja. Housing over 25,000 people of different tribes and religions, Kabayi is a community that is bounded by one predicament: the absence of adequate water channels, which results into flooding, particularly when it rains, and the ripple effects, erosion in almost every corner and bad roads.
Like this place, this junction here, the moment there is rain, you have to wait like 3 hours after rain before you cross to your house.
According to the locals, 3 people have died so far, and a 19-year-old girl is still missing after a heavy downpour.
She fell down, about to stand up, the river picked her straight to the river. So that is when we now receive the call, start looking for her. Since that day to today, we are still searching for her, but we have not located her yet.
And rain never finished.
The situation is dire. The foundation of some of the houses are fast eroding, with a few of the houses hanging precariously. such is the story of Veronica Ruben, a 45-year-old widow who now lives on the edge with her 5 children, going to bed every day in apprehension as a section of her premises has been eaten up by erosion.
Now the water enter my room, the rain they fall, no way my children. No, my children go to school. No, I tell they so far for here. I want government to help me because I don't get anybody to help me. Oh.
The people of Kabayi say they haven't folded their arms as they've come together to carry out community efforts, which undeniably hasn't salvaged the menace.
We've written letters to the previous governors of Nasarawa State. We've written to some senators. We've written to the local government chairman before. We've written to the councillor, but we have never gotten any attention from the government.
The residents speak in one voice for intervention.
So this is a serious challenge we are facing. So we need government to come to our help.
Please, to avoid the life of people here, the life of children, mainly children who doesn't know anything, let the government come for our aid.
Channels Television takes the people's plight to the Nasarawa State Commissioner for Information.
This government, more than any other government in the past, has invested a lot of time and resources to ensure that Karo receives some kind of attention. There are emergency communities that have developed over time. Probably Kaba is one of them. And if they do not have government attention, I can assure them that the state and the local government would look in that direction.
No doubt, the erosion situation in Kabayi is affecting the residents' day-to-day activities. The people have cried out, but how soon they get help depends largely on the state and, by extension, the federal government.
And for residents of Rafi-Gora community in Niger State, it's a similar appeal to the federal and state governments to proffer a permanent solution to the problem of erosion threatening their livelihood. At least 9 persons lost their lives in August this year following a flood disaster that ravaged the community. At the moment, a federal road passing through the community has been cut off, creating a deep gully that is also encroaching into the houses of residents. Both the federal and state governments have closed down the roads, directing that heavy trucks are to use alternate routes.
Residents watch in amazement as a gully serrating through Mother Earth reveals nearly 30 meters depth of her belly. Like a valley in between 2 mountains, the erosion snakes through the land, dividing it asunder. Houses on both sides hang just at the bank of the gully. This federal road, which links motorists from Lagos and Ilori through Jeba to Kontagora and Yawuri, and then to Kebbi State, is not also spared. The erosion makes it unmotorable. Residents of Rafi-Gora narrate how their lives have been turned into a nightmare.
We
have never witnessed this kind of problem in the last 40 years. Now, our roads and houses are being threatened. We never knew this kind of hole lies underneath the road.
We need the government to take immediate action on this problem. Just recently, we lost 9 people in this place because of similar challenge.
We are having a very serious ecological problems.
Our state government team, led by the Commissioner for Works, Mr. Ibrahim Balarabe, is here to evaluate the extent of damage done. He tells how ecological problem is a big challenge in the state. He also speaks on the remedial efforts being made to handle the current situation at Rafi-Gora community.
The state government, we are following to ensure that these issues are addressed, and where necessary, the state government is intervening by investing a lot of money to ensure that people have access to their normal life.
But for how long will the road be closed? The Federal Controller works in the state says that depends on the weather.
Because nobody can enter there now. Or if you get down there, both the machine and the person will sink. So please remember, we are working with weather.
Niger State is one among several states in Nigeria faced with ecological problem. Its impact on the socio-economic life of the people, no doubt, is far-reaching and deserves urgent attention from the federal government, especially the provision of ecological funds to enable the state government tackle the menace.
Popular cartoonist Moses Osawe, who has been away from the country for about a decade, is back as he brings to life famous comic characters from the 1970s. In his latest solo exhibition titled Pa Johnson and Gabriel, he uses cartoon characters to interpret various challenges that the country is facing now. On Art Review tonight, we look at the Cartoonist exhibition, which is reminiscent of years past.
It's Moses Osawe's homecoming exhibition and has brought a blast from the past comic characters, which used to be a favorite in the 70s, back to life.
The title of the exhibition is Pa Johnson and Gabriel cartoons. These are two cartoon characters I created several years back, and most of my storylines are based on the exploits of these two cartoon characters. You know, I've used them for a very long time. I created them while I was with the Daily Times, through Vanguard newspaper and other publications, particularly Front Times. So they've been the protagonists of my cartoon stories.
It features about 72 paintings done by this veteran cartoonist who's been away from the shores of Nigeria but has been studying events keenly, and that's why he was able to blend the old works with the new, which talks about current societal issues.
I have several cartoons on display here, and one of them is about the police officer who saw a man coming with a bag, and he asked to see the content of that bag. But the man, that's Pa Johnson himself, he warned the police officer that the content is biologically hazardous. But the police officer insisted that he would like to see the content. Well, Pa Johnson handed it over, and without looking into the bag, the police officer reached into the bag, only to, when he pulled out his hand, he saw faces in his fingers. And then he exclaimed, say, why are you carrying shit about in a bag? Pa Johnson said, I warned you, I'm sorry. Our toilet is bad. I was taking the shit to the bush to bury.
The intention is to show that cartoons can be a collector's item, for keeps, not just for laughs.
The impression people have about cartoon is that they are something to be read and discarded. So this exhibition is about changing that notion. It's supposed to be something decorative, just like paintings. So the way you frame them, don't they look good? So it's something you can hang and display on your wall. As the picture is entertaining, the words are also entertaining. So it's everything rolled into one, visually and otherwise. It's entertaining all the way around. You can decorate, it's informing, decorating, and at the same time, you can now keep it instead of just reading and throwing it away.
A lot of research went into putting this show together. And now that Moses Osawe is back, he's looking forward to keeping the campaign about having cartoons as a decorative piece alive.
Still ahead on the news at 10. Well, I didn't believe it when I heard it until I saw it. 2018 US Open finalist Serena Williams fined $17,000 for 3 code violations in her defeat to Naomi Osaka. That's in sports news. Please stay with us.